from her dominance on the mound at the University of Tennessee to being an international competitor. And now, I mean, she's broken records, she has inspired generations, and now she's adding motherhood to her journey. Let's get ready, guys. This is special. Today, I am welcomed by Monica Abbott. Monica, welcome to the Chatty Baddies.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And what a great intro. Spent a lot of time playing softball and doing it all. And now I get I hear it's one of the best jobs in the world. I'm new at it, but excited to have a little baby and be a mom. Yeah.
Yeah, you have sports, you have school, but you realize now that you're a mom, there's so much more to life, I'm sure. So we'll talk definitely about that for sure. I do want to say, like, just to call it out, because your career in sports in general and at the University of Tennessee was nothing short of legendary. And so when we had T. Martin on, we of course he had some great stats too, and some days there was some records that were broken, and I was talking to him about that, and he was like, "Yeah, I was hot that day," and I was thinking, "Well, you were hot, you were pretty on point every day." But same thing with you, Monica. So I don't know if you remember these off the top of your head, but 189 wins, 2,440 strikeouts, unbelievable, 112 shutouts, and multiple perfect games, and that's first of all a perfect game. It's like people say nothing's perfect in the world, but like you've had that, and that's unbelievable. So when you look back at all the stats and how you performed, like how did you develop that consistency? Because that's not just a few hot games, that's consistent performance. So how did you develop that consistency with that mindset and that drive throughout those 4 years?
Yeah, I think, gosh, that's a good question. How did I develop that consistency? I think for me, I just like I was very competitive, so I really wanted to win. But I also knew at the time, this sounds bad, but I also knew at the time that if I didn't pitch well, like we probably weren't gonna win.
But I mean, it's true. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no big deal, Monica. Like, let's go out there
No
and play
pressure.
fire because you want to win and everyone else wants to win too. And like I didn't like the feeling. And even to this day, like I don't like the feeling of letting people down. I don't like the feeling of like that disappointment of like letting people down or letting my friends down or my teammates down. And so like made me want to it made me step my game up. And I think that was a driving force in my competitive nature and also in like my work ethic to figure out, hey, how can I be consistent throwing this rise ball or this curve ball for strikes or when the bases are loaded under pressure, how can I step up and be how can I step up in those moments for my team?
Yeah. Well, how does Monica, I mean, you've always taken care of other people and you're doing it now as a mom. I mean, how does Monica take care of Monica?
Yeah, right, right, girl. Self-care. You gotta
Um,
have your routines.
yeah, well, I was talking about that. I mean, obviously you were great because you put in the hours and the time. I know when I played, they were always having us go to the field practice on off days too. And so obviously that goes without saying you were doing those things. And that's the other thing is you're great at what you do, but I'm sure there were some off days, right? So when you didn't have the best game or you didn't perform the way you wanted to, how did you mentally reset?
Well, I think when you compete, whether you're in college or you're playing pro or even like a high level, if you're running a business, like you have to have like a mental reset and like recharge somehow. So I think that's a big component first. And if you're not doing that, then it's going to show up in your play, right? Like it's going to show up and you're going to have an off day because you're not like you start to, I don't want to say burn out, but you start to get wear on, it starts to wear on you, the work ethic, the effort, the attitude. You can't be that way 100%. I always 100% 24/7. I
Hmm.
always say motivation, determination, and work ethic, all of those are muscles too. And if you're not training those muscles, like you're not going to build. You can't lift heavy in the gym 7 days a week, right? You
Right.
can't
You need
you
resting.
can't
Yeah.
run and do sprint workouts 7 days a week. Your body needs time to recover to
Hmm.
then maximize the effort it does. And it's the same thing for work ethic, determination, and motivation. And you have to find ways to step away
Yep.
to then let it rest and recover to then maximize it for the times that you really need it.
And that sounds like the perfect formula for what really set the foundation and the stage for you to, you went from college to, you went and played international and you had a pro career, a great one. And I don't know how many women play in professional softball. I mean, I don't know if you know those stats. It's not that many people get to make it to that level, let alone Olympics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so you competed on those very competitive levels. So talk about your international and professional career. You competed in Japan, right? I mean, I'm sure you competed other places, but Japan was one of the ones that stuck out.
Yeah, so professional. So after I graduated from the University of Tennessee or finished my playing career there, then I went on and went to the Olympics in Beijing. And then I played professionally overseas in Japan, which is which I would say is probably the best league in the world, the most competitive, the best paying league too. So
Show me the
that makes
money.
a
Show
difference.
me the money.
Yeah, it makes a difference. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It does.
You don't be sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like why do I have to be sorry about that?
Right.
Um,
I
yeah,
like
and then I
money.
played in the
I like
United
money and I like
States.
stuff. So
Yes,
I get it.
I like nice things, okay? I like nice things. I need the money to buy them. Um, and then so I played over in Japan during what was considered the US off season. So the US Professional League played during the summer, basically in June to August. So, it worked out where I could actually play in both professional leagues. And then I did that for about 10 years. And then towards the end of my career, softball came back into the Olympics in Tokyo. And I was like, oh, do I want to retire? Do I want to hang on and just do one more Olympic Games and then call it a day? And I decided to hang on and felt like I was still, even when I retired, I felt like I was still at the top of my game physically. Like I was still throwing 75 plus miles an hour consistently,
Heat. Straight fire. That's
which is wild. That's a whole nother conversation on athletic performance. But I just was like, I think I'm ready for the next phase of life. And uh, yeah, so
that's
went to the
that's a
Tokyo Games and then here I am, a mom of little Samantha.
Yeah. Oh, and I want to get to that. I cannot wait because I saw a picture of her on Instagram in her little outfit and that just they were a little pumpkin or something. I forgot what it was, but it was so cute. Before we go to that though, I do want to like on the tail end of your professional career and wearing the red, white, and blue. I love hearing, and this could sound like a generic question, but I love hearing what really like inspires people and what it means to do that because very few have made it to that level. So, what did it mean for you to put on the red, white, and blue and play for your country? Not, I mean, you're not just playing for Tennessee now. It's you're playing for the U.S.
Yeah.
So, what did that mean to you?
For sure. It's such an interesting experience. The first time I went to the Olympics in 2008, like after college, I was really young. I was the youngest player on the team, also the tallest, but I was the youngest. And it was all about like, wow, this is like my lifelong dream. This has been my goal since I was 10, and 12 years old. Like this was on my vision board. Like, how can I do this? Oh my gosh, like this is so cool. My city and my hometown are rallying around me, my college, everyone that I know is like cheering for me and excited. The second time when I went in Tokyo, it was after softball had been out of the Olympics, but during the course of that time from 2008 to 2020, I had been teaching softball around the country at different events. All over, like from everywhere from Tennessee, Massachusetts, Texas, Oregon, Idaho, California, all over. I had been teaching the game, and I think I had a better perspective of what it meant to that 8-year old, that 12-year old, to that 15-year old that is trying to gain 3 miles an hour or trying to be, trying to hit their first home run or those really competitive players because I was seeing them on a regular basis as I was coaching them at various events across the country. And it was really cool because I saw those young athletes, but I also was able to see a lot of their parents and a lot of their coaches that maybe grew up watching me and playing, and it spanning generations of what it meant to see to have an athlete that not only a mom could look up to, but their daughter could look up to too. And that made such a big difference to me on what it meant to represent, USA across your chest and how important it is to be able to not only pass the torch, but ignite a fire in different generations.
Yeah. And you're doing a lot of generational and legacy work. And I want to talk about, I mean, you have a foundation, right? I mean, it's is the Monica Abbott Foundation. What is it that you have that?
Yeah, I have a charity that it's called MA14 Charities. We actually give out financial aid to college athletes, to high
Okay.
school athletes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. In the state of
multi-sport high
Tennessee,
school
or
athletes.
it's
Say what?
anybody can apply for that, or
Well, yes, anyone can apply, but well, not anyone. You have to be a female athlete.
okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
And you have to have played softball
Okay.
in high school. You have to have been a high school softball
But
player.
it's not just the state of Tennessee. It's like any.
No,
Okay.
no,
Gotcha.
nationwide. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'll apply if I get money. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. I mean, you like nice things. I like nice
Right.
things.
Gotta supplement my income. No, I actually wanted to ask you that because about, your coaching and instructing is what would you, and maybe you've already had conversations, but you're talking about that 8-year-old, that 15-year-old. What advice do you give them in the lessons of not just softball, but in life? And conversely, kind of what would you have wished you had known at that age?
Yeah, I think when I talk to them, I talk a lot about just the power of positivity and like effort, and I talk a lot about consistency. I think yes, so when I look at my career and I'm like, rattle off, okay, strikeout queen, rec speed rate record holder, all these sort of things. When I think about those, I don't think that like, oh, I was just something so special, like one of a kind. Like I don't really see myself that way.
Well, you
Uh,
were. I mean, you
I
were.
know,
Let's be
right?
honest.
Right. I don't always see myself that way, but I don't think the one thing that I think that separated me from some of my competition
Mhm.
was that I was so consistent. I was so consistent in my practice. I was so consistent in my training. I was so consistent in like my routine in the game. And that consistency helped me, slowly build
Uh-huh.
over a course of time and eventually separate myself from those that maybe only worked out 3 times a week because I was just incredibly consistent and it wasn't always okay. I was out at the field for 2 hours working hard, sweating my butt off. Like I was there for 30 minutes, every day for a month,
Yeah.
and just that consistent work ethic I feel like really made a difference in my career.
Yeah. No, that's great. And you were above, obviously way above average athlete, but even some of the just most average athletes I've seen, if they are doing the right techniques and the foundations the right way and they're consistent with it, they become great.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. That consistent piece really makes a difference. And then
Yeah.
when you're there, the reason people don't want to be consistent is because honestly, it's a little bit boring,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Right. Over and over and over, doing the same things over. I mean, sure you did all the same drills over. I mean, I was a catcher, so I remember going to the field all the time and catching my pitchers and same thing over and over, but like that same movement. I mean,
yeah, it can be a little bit boring, but if over time, like you kind of find new ways to think about things. You find new ways to like, okay, well, if I do this, and get into the details a little bit, doing, a T drill on the inside corner for 10, doing a T drill on the outside corner for 10, sort of like those
yeah.
little minutiae of details, you start to mentally think about those things and then you just add them to your little
Yeah. And
routine.
did you have a pitching coach? Did Michelle Smith come in or something like that? I forgot.
Yes.
Okay.
So my freshman year, I feel like, well, with Ralph and Karen, they're like so interesting because usually if you played for them, you usually kind of go for one or the other.
I was about to say
Like
that's
you
it.
kind
That's
of
what.
like connect with one or the other. And
Yep.
I don't really feel like I mean, maybe they did a little bit in their head, but like the
Yeah.
good cop, bad cop kind of
Yeah.
thing. I don't,
Yeah.
I mean, I owe a lot to them. They really like, it was tough. Like, it was tough playing for them
Yeah.
at times because they just like their expectations were so high. And
Yes.
I also feel like,
Sure.
I do feel like they saw more in me than I saw in myself. So they were really like big on like harnessing that and pulling out my
Yeah.
capabilities and potential.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I really recognize that as like a 18-year-old, like a 19-year-old. You don't think about that stuff. Like, yeah, like I don't know if they actually like are trying to do that on purpose or not, but and I
Yeah.
don't think I recognized it when I was playing for them, but
Yeah.
like looking back, I was like, well, maybe they were trying to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And now it's Karen. Karen's like rolling with it, right? Obviously. So
Yeah, now Karen, like since Ralph's retired, um, Karen has really stepped up into that role. And now I know Ralph is technically retired, but they go home and they still talk about softball a lot, and I'm sure
no.
Ralph still has some influence on things.
Well, I want to talk about the future of softball, like kind of where you see it and how it's changed from when you were in school to now, and kind of where you see that future of softball going.
Where do I see it going? I think I see it building on the professional level. That's the step that we're missing.
Hmm.
Uh, we've always kind of had a league. We've always had some games streamed and publicized, but I think because of college softball in the NIL
Hmm.
and promote and just like the culture we're in for females and
Yeah.
like not only just females in general and like the culture of women's
Hmm.
just having more
Yeah.
value and equity, but just also just female athletes in the sport of
Yeah.
softball. I think the NIL was created more for the male athletes, but I think it's going to be like a Title IX thing as well. And
Yeah.
the female athletes are really going to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And when I was in college, like, not all our games were on TV. Social media was just up and coming, like all that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
the hardest part of that in my career was I constantly had to figure out how to like get my name out there or like
Yeah.
branding and marketing because I wasn't getting it from outside sources.
Yeah.
And so, which is totally fine. But because of NIL, we have that name recognition, we have that brand recognition. Everyone knows who Carlin Pickens is now. Everyone knows who Nija Kennedy is. Like, and companies, TV, all of that stuff
Hmm.
is being maximized. And
Hmm.
more importantly, for those things, for their social media is being maximized. So they're able to use that in a way to help their career.
Yeah.
Now, the biggest thing for me when it relates to that and their athleticism in softball is like, where does that go after college?
Yeah.
So are they able to take their fans with them, right? Are they able to take their fans with them professionally? Are they able to take that name recognition? Are they able to take that image that they've created while they were in college with them and maximize it when they're playing professional softball?
Yeah. You've done a lot of legacy work. Let's talk about the last piece of that legacy is now you're a mom.
Yes.
So how has that changed your perspective? I mean, that's a broad question, right? But like, what is a day in the life of Monica Abbott now that you have a baby?
My life is busy.
She's
So
not screaming. I don't hear her yelling,
I know
calling for
she's
you though. That's
she's
good.
asleep right now. She's
Oh, good.
napping.
She did fall asleep. Okay.
Yes, she's napping. Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were like she might wake up. But yeah. Oh.
I think, babies have so many needs, right? Like they're so needy. Like, like in the best and cutest way possible, but
I
like
know.
they're
You're just like,
demanding of your time and energy. And it's good. I am glad I did my career the way I did and then became a mom. Because I don't know if I would have been able to like perform at that high level.
yeah.
Because there is a point, it sounds bad, but there is a little aspect of high. high performing athletics that you have to be a little bit selfish. You have to be a little bit
100%.
like it sounds bad, but you have to be selfish about the way you train. You have to be selfish
Hmm.
about your time, and what your needs are to be able to perform for a team or under high pressure situations.
Yeah.
And you have to be a little bit selfish in like how you block out all the noise from the social, from the competitors, from all of that. And so I'm glad that now that I'm a mom, I don't have that mindset on
Yeah.
on
Could you
me.
can you imagine? I'm sure you could do it. You do anything, but like I'm imagining these people who play in the Olympics or play at a high level if they have kids. I mean, how difficult that has to be.
Right,
I
right.
mean, but I see what you're saying. It's good that you did it that way because
Yeah, and you
obviously.
know that you got to have like your support system, but being a mom has been great. It's so fun watching her learn, and I feel like in a way I'm like a little coach for her. Like, okay, let's do tummy time.
Oh, I love it. How old is she now? Samantha, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Samantha. She's 4 months, but she's almost 5 months old.
Oh my gosh, I see pictures. She looks so cute in that one picture. Okay, I have to ask you this since we're almost at Halloween. Okay, this is the last most important question. I was gonna end with something so I don't know, inspirational, but I just want to know. We're looking at Halloween candy today. Okay, so I want to know favorite. Okay, you got Snickers, Hershey's, Kit Kat, Twix, and peanut M&Ms.
Ooh,
What
like
is
what's my favorite Halloween
Yeah.
candy?
Yeah, out of all these, I want to know what full size. I mean, there's like, oh wait, there's Skittles too. Are you like a sugary? I didn't put that in there because I'm like, what is the point of that?
Uh,
And there's the Three Musketeers, but I don't put that in there either because I'm like, what? What is that one? It's awful. It's like a diet bar. It's like a protein bar. Okay.
I would say mine. I like I would probably out of those I'd probably do peanut M&Ms.
Oh wait a minute, I forgot this. Is this an option?
Is those Reese's?
Uh
I
huh.
mean, Reese's are the goat for sure.
Okay. I can't believe I forgot that one. That one's like my
No, I'm
favorite.
an M&M's. I like
Okay.
M&M's.
Okay. So you're a peanut. Okay. So
Peanut
peanut M&Ms.
M&Ms.
Okay. All right. Cool. I've made it this year. I'm doing full size candy bars for the kids.
Yeah, you have made it. That's a big deal.
Awesome. Monica, can we link your I don't know your foundation? Your is it you said MA
Yeah,
14?
you can link my website. Everything's on my website. It's monicaabbott.com.
Okay. Don't forget that
Yeah.
one, people. If you forget that one,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So, guys, subscribe, like, share. Monica, thank you for your time. And until then, people, be chatty, stay batty, and see you back.